Hi, my name's Matthew and welcome to my rock shop. This is the first part of a four-part series on how to make a marble out of a rock or an agate. In this part I'm going to tell you about different types of rocks. We're going to cut a rock on my diamond saw. I'm going to make a cube, which is the first part of making a marble. So there's lots of different types of rocks that you could actually make a marble out of. For example, you could just pick up a pebble from your driveway, a rock from the doctor's office, rock garden, just about anything you could make a marble from, as long as it was hard enough and it didn't have cracks and it wasn't just going to fall apart. My favorite is making them out of agates, but I've used other types of stones too, like jasper, quartzite, petrified bone, petrified wood, just a lot of different types of stones I've actually made them from. Granite, another example that I've made them out of. They all have their advantages and disadvantages. For example, a softer rock like granite or quartzite is really easy to grind, but it might, if you're playing with it, it could break. And a lot of those stones aren't very interesting. The disadvantages of, for example, using a hard stone like an agate is it's pretty tough to grind, but the advantages are it's really tough and they also have interesting patterns. So the hardness of a rock we determine on what's called the Mohs scale, and that's just spelled M-O-H-S. And the softest is 1, the hardest being 10, so a soft thing would be like chalk or on a 1 and a diamond on a 10. Agate falls in about between 6.5 and 7.5. Things like quartz and granite will be softer. For example, the softest I've ever really made marble out of is calcite, and it's about 4.5 on the Mohs scale. So let's take a look at a rock that we're going to cut a marble out of. And so the first thing that we need to do is pick a rock, and we're going to cut a slab. Okay, so I've selected a rock that I'm going to cut a slab out of, and then I'll cut a cube out of. This is a Brazilian agate nodule, and if we can get a closer look at that, I'm just going to scrape here so that you can see the patterns that we already have in it.
Okay, cube.
So it has some interesting patterns. So let's go to the diamond saw and we'll cut a slab. We're going to cut a slab that's going to be about a little more than 3/4 inches thick, because I'm going to make a 3/4 inch marble. Okay, this is my diamond saw, and it's specially made for cutting hard rocks for lapidary work like Brazilian agate. So it'll cut all kinds of different stones. The diamond blade here is a special lapidary blade, and cuts very fast. It has special diamonds in there. It's not just your regular diamond blade that you would use for tiles or things like that. It's made for cutting very hard stone like this. It has water in it to cool the blade, and it doesn't run as fast as most diamond saws, so that it can get a better bite. Before I start cutting, I want to talk about safety. Always wear safety glasses when you're using a diamond saw, because little pieces and shards of rock can come off. I do have a shield on here, a splash guard, but you always need to wear safety glasses. So let's cut the stone. Okay, I've finished cutting my my Brazilian agate nodule here, and I have a nice slab. And if you can zoom in on that, we've got some nice patterns, and we're going to pick a spot here to cut a cube out of. Okay, we're going to use my circle template here and a brass scribe to draw a circle, and I've picked a spot here on the rock that has a really nice pattern in this area. It doesn't have any cracks, and it has a nice pattern, some color changes on this agate. But I'm going to dry it off here so I can get a good marking here, and use my template. You want to get a really good mark on there, and then I just use a marker to mark where I'm going to cut the, this cube out. So I just want to mark it here. And I'll mark it here. Okay, there it is. I have my cube. This is the first step to making a marble, and this concludes part 1. In part 2, I'm going to show you how we're going to begin shaping this cube into a rough sphere for shaping it into a marble.